Hey everyone, thank you so much for attending today's webinar. My name is Robin Holt and I'm here from Birchal, and I'm joined by Troy and Lorenzo here from Aura Buy Invest Donate. Guys, great to be on this session with you, and really has been just such a great experience working with you both and learning more about the business. I keep on saying it, the more I learn about the business, the more I become an avid fan, and I know that once you launch, I will certainly be a customer of yours. So I think I'd love to throw over to you guys to give a brief introduction, and then what I'll do with this session today is just highlight exactly what the structure looks like for everybody who's attending here today.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks, Robin. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you and the team at Birchal. We're really excited, Lorenzo and I and our other co-founders, to launch this crowdfunding campaign. We want to give all our early adopters and other supporters a chance to have a share in our business. And this is a great platform for us to be able to do that through Birchal. So really excited to share today with a lot of you who don't know that much about Aura, exactly what the journey we've been on to date and what the journey over the next couple of years looks like. And yeah, we'd love to have all of you come along for the ride with us and be part of our business. So we'll take you through some slides in a moment.
Fantastic. Over to you, Lorenzo.
Oh, yeah, very much the same. So thank you for all the opportunity and for joining this call. We do hope to guide you, and at the end we'll also be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Absolutely. You're already stealing my part on the Q&A at the end. So I will highlight the fact that the guys have got a bit of a presentation to really run through the background of the business, what they've achieved so far, all the really interesting insights into what the investment offer is about, where Aura is going as a business. And then what we're going to use the second half of this webinar for is a Q&A. So what I'd really like everybody to do when they do have a question that pops up in their head is use the Q&A feature, even throughout the presentation. If something doesn't make complete sense, and even if it might be answered in the presentation itself, we'd love to go into as much detail as possible. And I'm here to be able to answer any equity crowdfunding related questions about the whole process itself. So guys, I will hand over to you to run through that presentation.
Yep, perfect. Thanks, Robin. Hopefully you can all see my screen now okay?
That's perfect. I can see it.
Yeah, very good. I think it's great to start at the beginning, which is about our vision and mission and how we started the business and why we started the business. So it's Lorenzo and I and two other co-founders came up with the concept of Aura 2.5 years ago, because for us, we saw that the current loyalty programs out in the marketplace, both here in Australia and globally, we felt that they weren't doing the right thing by the consumers. They weren't giving a lot of value back to the consumers. So for us, our mission is to be a global fintech, which is disrupting the inequitable programs that are out there. We want to focus on responsible commerce and really reward consumers with true loyalty and true value back to them for their purchasing loyalty. So for us, it's focused on how we can give value back to the consumer and also help our partner businesses to cost effectively acquire new customers and to retain their existing customers. And our vision really is a global vision. We want to prove the model here in Australia over the next 6 to 12 months before we do expand into the UK and US as the first two international markets. But we see that it's a global problem we're looking to solve. And it's something that once proven here, we'll look to roll that out internationally. So let's talk through about how we actually got to here over the last 2.5 years. So as I said, we started, had the concept for Aura in early 2020, just as the bushfires were raging and the pandemic was starting off. We really saw that there was a whole lot of companies out there and businesses that were trying to help consumers and raise money for charity donations. But also we just felt that consumers weren't getting true value for their purchasing loyalty. So we came up with a business concept. We refined that model further. We did all the business modeling through April 2020. And then once we were comfortable with the model, that it made sense for consumers and businesses, we then reached out to partners to start building out the app. And that process started very quickly. We had a partner come on board to help develop the technology, which we've then built upon. So that happened through July 2020 onwards. We had a NASDAQ listed company see the concept of Aura and our business model, and they got really excited to take a stake in our business. We then did some market research in September 2020 with an independent research firm, and I'll go into that detail in a little more later in the presentation. But that was really the validation that there's a huge demand for the business model of Aura, which I'll take you through in more detail as well. We then started securing our first partner businesses and our first charities. And then really it was all about rolling out the technology further. So building out the app, which we did in August 2020. By that point, we had a beta version that was released to a small group that we tested it with. And then we added more and more businesses. By September last year, we had 160 partner businesses. In December last year, we did a soft launch into the App Store. So live in the App Stores and live online. We now have over 400 partner businesses. And earlier this year, we secured a round of $715,000 from sophisticated investors. So we're now at the point where we're looking to open that up to all investors to come on board, especially our early adopters and supporters. And this is that opportunity for people coming through this raise that we're doing via Birchal. So we're excited over the last 2.5 years to prove out the business model, build the technology, be live, and now looking to accelerate that growth in the consumer marketing to prove the model further here in Australia over the next 6 to 12 months before we expand internationally. So you might ask, what is the solution? What are we actually doing? What's the market we're looking to disrupt? And why is that going to take the world by storm? So for us, we look at the problem we're trying to solve, or the opportunity is two fronts. We're solving a problem for consumers and we're solving a problem for businesses or merchants. So for consumers, if you think of loyalty programs, most of you, I'm sure, signed up to at least one loyalty program, either through an airline or a supermarket or some of your other favorite retailers. A lot of those programs are points-based, and those points can be devalued at the discretion of the program operator. Qantas has done it twice in the last 5 years. A lot of points actually go unredeemed. People have these large points balances. They don't actually redeem. They often don't understand the value of what those points are worth, which in most cases it's 1% or less. And often they're managing so many different programs, they don't really get to maximize the value out of those programs and to redeem that value. And often it's complex. The loyalty solutions out there, most people can't identify what the value is that they're getting back. So there's lots of problems for consumers, which were highlighted in an ACCC report, but it's really about leakage, the points potentially expiring or depreciating in value. So there's consumer problems out there. On the merchant side, it's two fronts. They're either running their own program, which can be really expensive to do. So you've seen some of the telcos, some of the big retailers, some of the petroleum retailers are trying to run their own programs. It becomes expensive for them to stand out in the marketplace, to cut through when there's so many other programs being promoted. Or they're part of someone else's program, again, through the airlines or supermarkets, and they're missing the opportunity to build true loyalty to their own brand. They're almost building loyalty for someone else's brand, being the airline or the supermarket. So there's problems that we're fixing for both the merchants and the consumers, and that was validated by the market research we're doing. So we can see that there's a massive opportunity for the business of Aura. So what are the business model innovations? Well, we see it's in three key areas. It's in the group buying and loyalty. So group buying is, you've probably seen over the last decade, there's a whole lot of sites that have become very big over time, from Groupon to Deal of the Day to other discount type programs that are out there from a group buying perspective. And then there's other cash reward type businesses that they provide one level of service for the consumer and one level of value back to that consumer. So we're looking to disrupt that part of the business. The micro investing, you would have seen a whole range of micro investing apps pop up over the last 5 years or so. And really all they are is a platform for someone to buy and sell shares. They're not providing any guidance. They're not providing any real value back to the consumer other than a platform to trade. So we're looking to disrupt that by giving the consumers a free way to trade, and also giving them a selection of ETFs, which are exchange traded funds, that people can actually have some guidance as to what to buy if they're looking to invest in the stock market. And in relation to philanthropy, there's many charities that are looking for a better way for them to actually receive ongoing donations from their existing donor base. And beyond charities, it's also looking at clubs and other community groups such as schools, that are really looking for a way for them to generate that ongoing donation revenue from their fans or supporters or members. So there's 3 key areas that Aura is looking to disrupt, and that really relates to our business model. And as you see with our taglines, buy, invest, donate. So people buy from our partner businesses. They have the ability to invest that money, which they get back. Rather than getting points, they get real money, which goes back into their investment account, which they can invest or withdraw. And then some money is donated on their behalf from Aura to the charity or club of their choice. So it's really about buying, investing, donate, as you can see with our positioning and our business name. So we're really looking to better align the needs of the members and the merchants by combining the best of group buying, loyalty, and micro investing and philanthropy. So that's the Aura proposition in a nutshell. So to recap what the needs are of each of those constituents that we're servicing. So the members, they get real financial rewards based on their purchases. So they buy from our partner businesses, they get money back that they can withdraw or they can invest. We want them to invest for the long term, for their own financial security. That's for their benefit, not ours. We give them an easy platform and a free platform to do that. And they also get to support the charities or clubs of their choice, okay, at no cost to them. That's a donation that Aura makes on their behalf. They just tell us who they want to make that donation to. For the retail partners, we become a cost-effective channel for them to acquire new customers, as well as to retain their own customers. So we look to do co-marketing with our partner businesses. We really look to help them retain their existing customers. You'll find moving forward that there's going to be a lot of churn in the marketplace across a whole range of industries, from mortgages to insurance, telecommunications, utilities. Consumers are going to look for a better deal and want to be rewarded for their purchasing loyalty. So this is all about how we can help those companies acquire new customers cost effectively and also retain their existing customers to reduce churn. So it's all about helping those businesses increase the tenure or the lifetime value of their customers. And also in relation to corporate social responsibility, it's about how we can help companies cost effectively and really get the most benefit out of the donations they make to charities. You'll see a lot of companies talk about, how much they're donating. Well, this isn't donations made at the whim of one of their senior executives. It's donations made to the right areas that their customers want those donations to go to. So it's a platform that helps companies do that. For the community partners, where they're charities or sports organisations, this is, like we said earlier, a way for them to increase their donor base, and a way for them to monetize their existing base. So it's an easy way for them to have people sign up to Aura for free, to select their charity or select their club to receive those donations from Aura. In terms of Aura's appeal and the potential reach, like we said earlier, we conducted some market research with over 1,000 people all across the country, aged 18 to 75, different income levels, people lived in capital cities as the regional areas. We really want to get a broad snapshot of the Australian population. The really extensive questionnaire or survey asked them questions about loyalty in general. And most people said, we love loyalty. We get something back for nothing, which is obviously very positive. Then we had them watch a video based about the Aura proposition of buy, invest, donate. And the overwhelming response from the people who participated was, we love the Aura program. It actually gives me so much more value back. It's real money, which I can control. I can withdraw that, or I can have that invested. Plus, I love the donation that actually doesn't cost me anything, but I can donate or direct some money to the charity or club of my choice. So this question was, how likely would you be to join the Aura program? So 65% of people said they're likely to join the Aura program when it comes on board. Another 23% just wanted to know more information. They'd never heard about Aura. They wanted to know who the partner businesses were in the program, but they were interested to know more. So we work on this number of 65% of people likely to join the Aura program based on the market research that was conducted. This is a snapshot of who those 65 people will be, or percentage of people. It's a mix between males and females, with 70% skewing male and 60% female. The age ranges, it really appealed across the whole different age ranges, but we really said it's 18 to 54-year-olds will be the core audience of Aura. And in terms of what those household mixes look like, so young families as well as mature families will be the focus. And income of the household is really varying between 100,000 and 200,000. We see as the core users of the Aura program moving forward. So this is based on the market research. So this is not our guesstimations, it's what the market research firm told us. So they said based on 65% of people saying they're likely to join the Aura program, the reality is what people say and what they do is slightly different. So they said a realistic number or percentage to work on is 18 to 35%. So that really equates to 3 to 6 million Australians are realistically saying they're likely to join the Aura program. And they estimated that 19% of those, so roughly 500,000 to 1 million people that said they're likely to join are likely to do so in the first 12 months. So their estimation was slightly male skewing, under 45, young families, current users of loyalty programs, and they might already have a micro investing account. So we've got a clear focus on who our broader audience looks like, but then who the target audience is. And we've broken that down into 4 key areas, which gives us a very clear focus on how we'll reach those customers via various marketing activities that we'll undertake in the coming months. Just to recap about this, when we had the report back from the market research firm, they were blown away with how positive everyone responded to it. And they're very excited about the opportunity ahead of Aura. So the business model and how we appeal to both the businesses to bring those on and to the consumers. So as we said, we already have 400 partner businesses, and in the coming months, they'll go to over 1,000. So we've already signed up those businesses, and it's a matter of integrating them into the platform, which we'll do in the coming months. So we do those deals either direct with the partner businesses, or we sign them up through SaaS platforms and other affiliate networks, as well as looking at how we can onboard partners through point of sale vendors, various associations, the charities that we deal with. Some of them have aligned businesses that support them. And we've got a very clear focus of how we bring on those partner businesses. Our core focus is to cover over 50% of household expenditure. So the focus is mortgage providers, insurers, telecommunications, utilities, petroleum is obviously a key area as well. And in time, we see that groceries and food will be a key area as well. But that's what our focus is, as well as the other retailers that are more the discretionary spend. But our focus is to cover at least 50% of household expenditure that people can buy through Aura platforms, with our partner businesses. How we get to the consumers is a variety of methods, from targeted advertising to mass media, digital media, the partner campaign. So some of our partner businesses will be running co-marketing campaigns with them to actually bring on their partners, their members, to become Aura members as well. So we've got a very clear focus of how we do that, also through our charity partners and the clubs and associations. So we look at the charities and also the sports organisations as a great way to expand the Aura membership. It's free for consumers to sign up to Aura. It's free for the charities and clubs to sign up. And then when a consumer selects that charity and club benefits every time a consumer makes that purchase. So it's an exciting opportunity for us to expand that. Part of the marketing push, we're signing up sports ambassadors to the Aura network, and they'll be out there promoting Aura to their user bases and their social media platforms. And it's really having those people that make most sense, that are aligned to the clubs that we bring on. So having sports ambassadors across a whole range of different sports, national figures that will appeal to a broad offering and have mass consumer appeal. In terms of the revenue model and how Aura generates revenue. So each time an Aura member makes a purchase from an Aura aligned business, then there's a rebate or commission that's paid through to Aura, and we split that with our members. And then what we retain, we donate portion of that off to the charity or club of their choice. So that's based on the purchases that the consumer makes. The advertising revenue, we have partner businesses that want to be promoted further within the Aura app and program. So they pay us a fee to be promoted within the Aura program. The lead generation from charity partners, we've been in discussions with several agencies that work with charities, high-profile charities, to generate donors for them. Those charities are looking to pay Aura a fee based on leads that we generate for them that will actually help them expand their offering moving forward. The data monetization, this is something that we're really passionate about. We talk about the values of our organisation, and the first value is that we're a member-driven organisation. Everything we do, we put the member first. And for us, being able to monetize the data on behalf of our members, we'll actually share that revenue with the members. You think of other companies out there like Facebook and Google that are monetizing the consumer's data. The consumer doesn't get anything back from that. For us, we want to turn that on its head and put the consumer first in everything that we do and make sure that they benefit from that. So any data monetization, we'll actually share that with the member. In the future, we'll have premium services in our offering that will actually, our members will, if they choose those services, they'll be charged a small fee for that. But that's for future development. But right now, the whole platform is free for members, and the core part of the Aura offering will always be free to members. There'll just be additional features that will be paid for as a premium service. In terms of how we acquire customers, so we've got a very clear focus of how we acquire customers moving forward. So there's the refer a friend feature within the Aura app, where if Robin, for example, is an Aura member and he refers Aura to Lorenzo, when Lorenzo then signs up, becomes an Aura member, makes his first purchase, then both Robin and Lorenzo will receive $5. This is also a way we can push that out to the charities and clubs to push that out to their member base as well. We'll be running paid ads, so mainly targeted online ads. Some will feature our sports ambassadors that will help promote the Aura offering to a wide network of targeted consumers that align with the market research that we did and focus on those key people that are most likely to want to join Aura. The organic growth through word of mouth, the PR activity that we do, the community partners and the sports ambassadors. You may have already seen some of the initial social media posts we've done, some of the paid ads. That will continue to grow moving forward, but the word of mouth and the PR we see is a great way to expand the Aura reach and awareness. We talked about the community partners and how important they'll be. So we'll run competitions and bonus offers to really motivate, incentivize those community partners to push the Aura message out to their bases, because ultimately it's going to benefit them. So to give you an example of that, we've modeled that each Aura member in time will generate about $20 to $50 per annum per member for their club or charity. So if a junior sports club, I coached out my local football team, we have 500 families at that club. So it's 500 to 1,000 adults that are part of that club. So if they all signed up and they're all generating $20 per annum for that club, it's $10 to $20,000 per annum for that club that they'll generate. So it's really a massive opportunity for clubs and charities to actually promote that message to generate ongoing revenue for that organisation. The loyalty partners, so as I said on the previous slide, we'll do co-marketing campaigns via email and online campaigns with those partner businesses to generate more sales for them and to have more members join up to the Aura program. Our focus is how we bring the cost of acquisition below $10 per member to sign up, and that's more competitive or cheaper or more effective than what some of our competitors are doing. So we've got a very clear metric of the cost of acquisition and how we're going to get there. The Aura team, it'd be good just to talk you through who we are. So on the call today, we have Lorenzo and I. We've both been in digital marketing and advertising in various capacities, both here in Australia and internationally for the last 25 years. We worked together in a digital agency in the late 90s that grew from, when we joined, there were about 20 people nationally. There were 3 in Melbourne. Lorenzo and I and one other, and we grew that office in Melbourne to 100. The Sydney office went to 60. The whole firm got bought out by Deloitte in the year 2000. From there, I went over to London, spent 7 years in London working with global brands such as Yahoo, BBC, and many others. Lorenzo spent many of his last 20 years between Australia and Japan working with global brands as well. Our other co-founders, Adam and Vincent, have been serial entrepreneurs as well. I should say that my background, I've helped grow businesses, several businesses that have been bought by other bigger companies. And that's, I think, a core expertise that all of our co-founders have, growing businesses and having them bought by others as they've succeeded in time. But we've got a very well-rounded team with all of our expertise, both here and internationally over the last 20 plus years. We've also brought on some great advisors that add a lot of value to our business. So Scott is someone that worked with Lorenzo and I in the early 2000s. When he left that, he moved into financial services, working for Amex, for HSBC, for Citigroup. And really from a card and a payments perspective, he adds a lot of value in that area of the business. Michael Ashford is an experienced corporate advisor and investment banker. He and I have been working on both on the board of another organisation together, and he adds enormous value from the corporate advisory perspective with his vast experience. And John Driscoll is someone that's a leader in the advertising communications industry nationally, and again, the expertise that he brings with us as we look to move into that phase of our consumer marketing growth. Adish Kulkarni is someone that I worked with in London and really is a global leader in the loyalty industry. He and I worked together, and that business is the one that's bought into Aura. They saw the value of what we're doing, and they're a company that was listed on the NASDAQ, and having Adish on the advisory board adds enormous value to our team. And John Warsaw, some of you might know of John from his footballing career as the captain of the Eagles and also the coach of the Eagles in Essendon. John brings a lot of leadership to our group and really helping set goals and focus for our team. So we've brought on the right team. We talk a lot in sporting analogies across our whole company, and for us, it's about having the right team on the field and off the field. The off the field team is the advisors that we have around us, but also the shareholders that we have as part of our team. So for you that's listening to the webinar and hopefully looking to join us, we do see that you become part of it, the Aura team. We see that one of the reasons we actually want to do the Birchal campaign was to bring on 200 to 500 new investors to our business who actually be out there and be advocates for the Aura proposition. We are a business that's looking to do good. We want to help consumers. We want to help businesses. We want to help charities. We have a mindset that we all win together. So we really do hope that you look to join us and join the Aura team moving forward. So Robin, that's in essence the core of the presentation that we wanted to go through. I've gone through it reasonably quickly, so we've allowed enough time for questions, but happy to answer any questions that people might have.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks so much, Troy. It was super insightful, and I always love these sessions to learn so much more about a business. And for everybody who's here, please do use the Q&A feature, as we also will be answering any questions that have come through online through our support function as well. And one which I've seen, because I know that you are launched on the App Store, is really actually how like the early user journey and early user feedback is going, because people have downloaded the app, they're interacting with it. Of course, you're signing up new partners all the time, so it would be great to give a bit of oversight into that.
Yeah, for sure. So people can register on our website, which is aura.club, and they can buy through the website, or they can download the app through the App Store or Google Play Store. So that's the two mechanisms that people interact, either online or through the app. Yeah. So you download, you register, and then from there, you can see a whole list of partner businesses under the buy section of the app. So there's 400 plus businesses that we're adding to all the time. We've got some great new features that are being rolled out over the next couple of months, where people will be able to link their existing Visa or MasterCard to their Aura profile. So they'll be able to use that card at partner businesses, and be able to have that transaction tracked and get the rebate back into their Aura investment account. So there's those features, as well as a couple of other big partnerships that we're really excited to announce. I wish I could announce them today, but it's, in the coming months, we've got some really big announcements, which, where our core focus is to help people be better rewarded for their loyalty. And at the moment, where their cost of living's going up and people are going to come under more financial strain, we think the Aura proposition is going to make even more sense and appeal to consumers more, rather than the points-based programs, which are a discount off a future purchase. And that's the thing that most people don't really understand, is all those programs, they're dangling something in front of you. The businesses in essence are saying, thanks for your purchase today, but to get value back, you have to purchase from us again. That sort of makes sense from a business perspective, but it doesn't put the consumer first. And that's our model, is we put the consumer first in everything we do. We want businesses to say, thank you, Robin, for purchasing from us today. Here's the value we're giving back to you today based on that purchase. And we hope that in time, you see the value in that and you come back to us, because we will reward you more and more each time you buy from us as a business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you talk about the problem in, there's always a level of detail that you will have that perhaps at this point is maybe even assumed knowledge by everybody, because everybody gets to that point where they think, oh, I mean, people must know that these are how loyalty programs work, and this is how much you actually have to spend to be able to unlock this free product from this business, which is why you've really built Aura. And the model in which you've got is there to be a lot more customer focused. But I mean, really talking about the problem and what people have to focus on. People know that Amex is the huge loyalty focused and member-based credit card out there that people will use. Really, even not making a completely direct comparison, but just focusing on how you're different and what problem exists for the general customer today. I think getting into those details really highlight what Aura is all about.
Yeah, well, you think of sort of almost 2 years ago when one of the airlines, we won't mention, but they almost went bust. And there was a lot of people scrambling for, they've got all these points in this airline, or how can I actually use them, or how can I realize that value if that did actually go bust? Well, when you're being rewarded in real Australian dollars in an account that you control right now, then you are in control of what you do with that money. Do you invest it? Do you withdraw it? Do you withdraw it and then buy something else, or withdraw it and put it back into your normal bank account? We want to give the consumers control. We don't want, with these other programs, that it's happened to me before where I had some points at a retailer, that retailer went bust. Well, I didn't get to realize that value, that I've lost that value. So being able to reward people now for their purchases, and to work with our partner businesses to say, it really should be a tiered approach. If someone's spending more and more with you, well, they should get a better reward over time. The other, conversation we have with partner businesses is to reward loyal customers rather than new customers. I'm sure we've all seen it, where there might be an insurer or their utility provider or their ISP or even their mortgage provider is giving a discount to new members. You've probably seen at the moment, there's banks are offering $2,000 or $3,000 to switch over to them. But what they're not doing is giving anything back to the existing customer. So what they're really doing is saying, we don't value you, Mr. Existing Customer, or we think that you're too lazy to actually move to another provider. Well, that mentality might have been good 20 years ago, but now in the age of technology, it is much easier for someone to switch their broadband offering or their telecommunications offering or their insurance, whether it's for home or car. It's those businesses that actually want to do right by the consumer and say, Robin, you've been with us for several years. We're going to give you this rebate to keep you as a customer. We all know, at a high level, that it costs more to acquire a new customer than to retain existing customers. So we want businesses to actually put their money where their mouth is, and to put consumers first, to put loyal consumers first, rather than just to put new consumers first. Because all that's doing is companies keep chasing new customers, and then they're not really rewarding their existing customers. We don't think that's a smart business offering for those businesses, and we think it's a better way to reward customers.
And some great feedback that we've had from existing members is also just the fact that without actually changing their spending behaviour, they're starting to see funds accrue within your app already. And so, you know, it's money that they wouldn't have otherwise had, and we can already see the benefits, and so can they. So it's pretty tremendous that for not doing anything different, we can start to put some savings together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I may not hold you to this completely, but if there was a business out there that had your most ideal customer because you're solving their pain points as much as possible, would you be able to name one of those businesses out there, which it really does have some of your ideal customers, and you present the perfect package to them?
Are you talking about a partner business for us, or
not necessarily a partner business, but a membership related business which is out there, loyalty program perhaps, which is out there, which it just operates in a completely old mindset. It doesn't really put the customer first. It really just thinks about it completely from a business's perspective.
Yeah, well, I think a couple of the airlines have built billion-dollar businesses off the back of giving some value back to the consumer, but they also charge the partner businesses that are in their ecosystem a lot to operate. So for us, we actually said this is better for consumers because they're not getting some value, they're getting a lot more value, and it's the value they can control. And for the partner businesses, it's cost effective. It's zero cost to the business to be part of the Aura program. It only costs if we bring them a sale. If we bring them a sale, they determine what that rebate is. And that varies between industries. Some are at 2 to 3%, some are at 5%, some are at 10, 15%. So we allow the partner business to tell us what that value is that they can give back. And then we just distribute that between the Aura member, and then what Aura retains, and then what Aura pays off to the charity or club of the consumer's choice. So we think that we know that there's billion-dollar businesses that we're looking to disrupt. So when we talk about that here, you know, there's businesses in this section, you know, that we're disrupting that are worth $50 million to $100 million. There's others, the true loyalty businesses that are worth $1 to $6 billion. So that's a massive opportunity for us to focus on and to provide a better solution for consumers as well as for those partner businesses. In here, people would have seen a whole range of micro investing apps and trading apps that have appeared over the last 5 or so years. Again, those businesses are worth tens of millions to hundreds of millions of dollars without providing a lot of value back to the consumer other than easy to use technology. What we do, we provide easy to use technology to invest money. It's free. So no trading fees. It's absolutely free to the consumer. And then on top of that, we give them a series of ETFs, which are in essence a portfolio of shares that they can actually choose from. So we've partnered with world-class fund managers that a consumer can have the confidence that they're buying stocks that are curated by world-class fund managers. So it's not us, it's world-class fund managers. And that gives them the confidence to invest for that 5 to 7 year time horizon. I think we all know what's happening in the stock market at the moment, but we also know over time the historical growth that happens when you do invest for that medium to long-term time horizon. And that's what our focus is to have consumers understand that and to give them an easy way. Now, if they want to withdraw the money, they don't have to have that invested in the stock market. They can withdraw that. But we're giving people an easy way to do that. There's a report came out from the ASX that half of Australians haven't invested in the stock market outside their superannuation. And the reason why they haven't done that is they don't know how to do it, or they feel they don't have enough money to do it. And if they have done in the past, that they've haven't succeeded, so they've now stopped investing in the stock market. We want to give those people an easy way to invest, a free way to invest, and in time, when they have more confidence, then they can look to put more of their own money into the platform. But it's that's our focus, is to make it really easy for consumers.
It's super easy. It's really that simple. I think it's great when you look at how much you've built, and you've clearly been going through this journey from a very market research perspective building the platform to the specification of that ideal customer, which is great and a really fantastic way to start. Because starting with that user story perspective can shape your entire business model. Your use of funds must be really focused on just growth, because you've built the product, you're just focused on marketing in and of itself right now. So why don't you talk, I'd love for you to talk really about, you've mentioned your acquisition targets as a business, but your use of funds in this raise, are you really just doubling down on marketing and growing the business?
Yeah, without a doubt, for us, it's about also developing the technology further. So as we add more features to our offering, so it is consumer marketing, it's the technology, and really building out the corporate sales team as well, as we look to focus on bringing on more and more partner businesses to the platform. So we're finding that already the inbound requests from charity partners, from club partners, is increasing based on very little consumer marketing. So that will increase in time, which is fantastic for us, because you think every new club that joins, if they've got 500 or 1,000 members in that club, that's an opportunity for us to increase the users of the Aura program. But the use of funds moving forward, Robin, is consumer marketing, continuing the tech development, and building out the corporate sales team and the customer service team. So we're very focused on what the next 6 to 12 months looks like, to build that out, to continue to prove the product market fit, and then also look at how we expand into the UK and US in 2023 and 2024.
Yeah, exciting. That's awesome. I think it would be fantastic to talk to the timeline as well of the EOI campaign closing, the investment offer opening, people's opportunity to be able to express interest to receive early access to the investment offer, and talk to that.
Yeah, for sure. So that will close out the EOI period on Monday, the 27th of June. And then there's a period where those people that have expressed that interest will have an opportunity, over the next couple of weeks to obviously follow through with their investment. There'll be a window for those early adopters to come in ahead of the rest of the market. So like we said from the outset, we want people to join our company, join our team as an investor, to really help us achieve our vision and mission. And there's a lot of companies that you could invest in through Birchal and through other platforms, but we want people that really understand what we're trying to achieve and want to be part of that growth and be part of that success story. We want people to feel good about their investment, because they are going to help consumers, they're going to help charities and clubs. So it is a for-purpose business. So we've set out from the outset that we're here to help. We're here to help consumers and businesses, but charities and clubs. So we want people that believe in what we're doing and understand what we're doing to come on board, become advocates for what we're doing, tell their friends and family to sign up for Aura. You can also use the refer a friend feature and get all your friends to sign up and get $5 off all your friends, and well, not off, but when your friends and family sign up. It's all about the network effect. We want to be the people's champion. We want to be the ones that are helping consumers get a better deal from companies. And the more people we have doing that, then the more powerful the whole network becomes. So we want people to come and join the team and invest in Aura.
Yeah, fantastic. And I think, we've covered so many topics and really so many areas, in your presentation just really clearly explains where you're at as a business and what the opportunity is from an investment perspective. I'd love to throw over to you guys and really give you an opportunity to elaborate on any particular topics that you want to in relation to the investment opportunity and where Aura is going. I know you summarized it very well there, Troy, so it's probably pretty harsh to throw back over to you to add to that, because I don't know what else you would add to that, but I'm sure you can really talk to the opportunity in maybe more detail.
Well, I think for us, Robin, it's why we're doing this round now is we want to give consumers, or all investors, retail investors and sophisticated investors, an opportunity to buy into the company now. I find it a little bit curious and frustrating, if I'm honest, where big consumer platforms like Facebook and others, the consumers never got a chance to buy into that company until the company was well down the track and their valuation had gone through the roof. We want to give people the opportunity to buy in now and be part of our team, so that when we do potentially raise future funds, and whether we do IPO, that's not saying we will, but let's assume that, you know, in the future we may do that. Well, consumers have had a chance, or investors have had a chance to come in now, rather than wait till we've gone through 1 or 2 rounds through, you know, venture capital funds, and they've missed the opportunity to buy in an early stage of our business. You know, we're very focused on what the next 2 to 3 years looks like, and what the growth potential looks like both here in Australia and internationally.
Yeah.
And, you know, I want, you know, our early adopters to have a chance to buy in. The first however many thousands or tens of thousands or million users of Facebook never got a chance to buy into that company until the share price was significantly higher than where it was. So we see that the early adopters are important to our business in terms of growth, and you know, from a business perspective, and we want those people to have the opportunity to buy into our company as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Lorenzo, anything from your end?
Yeah, I think from just a team perspective, I just wanted to say that, you know, we are 100% committed. We are going to see Aura succeed and grow to the dreams that we want it to be at. And as Troy alluded to earlier, you know, we plan to go global. We plan to grow Aura. We're getting foundations right here in Australia, in the local market, but our dreams are big. So we'd love to have you along.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think that's right. The research that we did, they're global problems that we're solving. So especially in the mature markets of the UK and US, you know, these problems exist for consumers there, and they exist for the businesses there. So this is one of those potential, you know, massive opportunities of solving a global problem, both for consumers and businesses. So we know what the milestones are that we want to hit before we go back to, you know, venture capitalists and other funds to raise those much bigger rounds of Series A and Series B in the future. You know, we're very clear on the customer acquisition, the customer usage, the traction that we need to hit to be able to move forward and go and raise larger rounds at ideally, you know, larger, you know, the valuation increases through those rounds. So we're very clear on what the next 6 to 12 months looks like. And like we said, we're doing this round to give people the opportunity to be able to buy in now at an early stage company. And on that, we are an ESG company. You might have seen on our Birchal page. That stands for Early Stage Innovation Company, which means there's tax benefits for the investors through this round, where they can claim back 20% of the amount that they invest now. And if we succeed, or when we succeed and you sell your shares, there's no capital gains tax payable. So yeah, it's a real great incentive or you know, opportunity that the government's provided for early stage innovation companies and investors in those companies. So again, it's something for people to consider to be able to invest through this stage and get that rebate off their next tax return, which coming up to June 30 is probably a good thing, a good timing anyway for people to think of.
Most definitely. Guys, it's been great to do this session. It's so insightful, and yeah, really, like I always say, I'm very impressed with your business model and the research that you've gone to really understand what that user might look like and the tech that you've implemented here. It's such an impressive product, and I'm super excited to be working together. So I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who's attended here today, and I hope you've enjoyed the session. I will be sending out around a recording if there's any particular topic of the webinar today that you want to catch in more detail. I'll also send the sign up page if you haven't yet submitted an EOI and you want to receive early access to the investment offer. But guys, thank you so much for today's session. It's been great.
Cheers, Robin. Thank you. Thanks everyone for logging in. Cheers. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.